What is going on, Cog Squad? Well, guess what? Big day today. Big day. Several reasons. But the power company, Moody saw them. The power company just left, and they got the meter in, so we may have power at the barn, which means MaryCarl is going to try to start hatching one of the rarest poultry breeds in the world. Fingers crossed it all works out. We have finally got power to our power pole, which means our barn now has power. Well, technically not yet. Well, it does, but I got to hook the breakers up. So it's got power to it, it's just not live right now, and that's what we're fixing to do. I'm gonna grab some tools so we can get the lights and the plugs hot in the barn. This is big. We've been waiting on this for months, a long time, real long time. So it's happened. This is big. Our barn is a hodgepodge. Let me show you. Let's go in. If you've been following us for, I don't know, at least 6 months. I can't remember exactly when we started doing the whole barn thing and showing you guys the barn. But when we bought this farm, it had, let me turn around so you can see me. Now, that's better. It had this old barn in it. And this was such a huge plus for us because, you know, our other place, we had that little old barn that I built. This one's huge. I forget the size of it now, but the only issue is this place didn't have power. No power whatsoever. And of course, when we first got here, this barn was a total wreck. The inside of it was very messy. Lots of rodent activity going on in this barn. But we cleaned it out, and if you guys remember, we had to get out of our old farm very quickly. So this became storage unit base 1. I mean, we started putting all of our big stuff in here. We got a freezer here, refrigerator there. These are ones that were in our old barn. My tripod's hitting other stuff on the floor, so I just can't turn it like that. Let's see. Turn it like this. There's a freezer and a refrigerator. These were in the barn. That was in our shop. All of our shop stuff's in here. But we just started putting stuff in here left and right, and it's a total wreck. I say wreck. There is some organization to this chaos. We kind of know where stuff is. We kind of put stuff in groups so we could find it. Like, we know where the cages are. We know where tools are. We know where plumbing stuff is. Electrical stuff, you know, but you just can't see. Also, we really, I can't say enough reallys, need to get our big deep freeze going again. That is like really huge. We are so limited to freezer and refrigerator space in the campers. So that being said, I'm going to hook up the breakers to this barn. Now, had some electricians come in and install the lights, the plugs, the switches, the breaker box. All that's done in here, but it's not hooked up yet. But we're fixing to get that done, like right now. Once I get this done, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everything works. That's the other issue right now. But once I get this done and make sure the lights and plugs are working, that would mean we can start organizing the barn, the outside of the barn. I mean, we even hate people coming down there because it looks so bad. But we can start organizing it. And also, I know you guys would be super excited about this, is that we can start putting the tags. I think that's what we're going to do. Start putting some of the tags on the outside of the old barn. Also, some of you guys were asking about the little barn owl. Oh, it really wasn't a barn owl, it was a screech owl that was in here when we first moved here. We haven't seen her since we kind of cleaned the barn out. We're pretty sure that once we cleaned the barn out and the rodents left, she left because there's no more food source here. But maybe we'll see her again someday. Plus, we know there's some major work that needs to be done to this old barn. It's still structurally sound. For the most part, it is a pole barn. But once we get the lights on, we'll be able to see how much damage is in here and what all do we really need to replace. But let's see what it is. Let's get this thing hooked up and let's get it going. All right, got the panel box hooked up inside the barn. We're headed up here to go cut the power on the main breaker box on our temporary pole. This is a temporary pole. This isn't our permanent pole. We're not gonna have a pole. We're gonna have the meter on the house. But let's see here. All right. No sparks, no sparks. All right, that's good. Nothing tripped, no sparks. All right, so we're good with that. Now, some of y'all may be wondering why we're not going underground with our power. It would just be way out of our budget. Something that we can't afford right now. So we're just doing regular power poles. Now we will have a little bit underground. It'll go from this pole here underground to the house. It won't be this line right here. But as for the other power poles going through the pastures, they'll just have to stay. I haven't told you one thing that is gonna love that we got power down here. Now we talked about the freezers and the refrigerators and the powers, and yeah, there's one thing in here that's gonna love that we got power. Miss Pink.
Miss Pink, she said this is her house and she is going to have lights.
She's gonna be so happy
that
she's got power because you can actually come down here and feed her down here. We got a dusk to dawn light up yonder, so we'll be able to see at night.
That's right.
And so Pinky can have her own little setup down here now. We don't know exactly. We know she sleeps in the barn, but you know how her living arrangement
spends her days in the barn.
Yep. She spends all her day down here, and at night she comes up to the camper and eats.
So we won't leave the lights on all the time.
No, but we'll be able to see and get things situated in here.
Right.
All right, let's go see if we got power.
I think I might cry if the lights come on.
You may cry if they don't come on.
Well, then no cry zone.
Here we go. All right, make sure nothing's tripped so far. And I got a switch over here.
It's a three-way switch. Oh my God!
How about that?
Oh my gracious!
And you can cut it off over there. Try it and see if it works.
All right, Lily. Pinky's coming that way.
Okay.
She's so excited. Ready?
Ready. It works. All right.
That's pretty awesome.
All right. I'm going to go play with the animals and you can start cleaning up the barn.
Okay. Now I can see, so I don't mind.
As you guys can see,
we have so much stuff in this barn.
Yeah, it is.
It's organized chaos.
It's organized chaos.
It's going to be some work organizing. It's going to be some work. We want to fill in these, I don't know what you call it.
Drain troughs is what they are, but we can use these to dig down and set poles in the ground for the walls on the back. Yeah, but we're going to fill in these drains. We've been told that this was a pig farm, and this was the pig barn. And of course, these drainage ditches in here is how they would clean the inside of the barn out, and it would drain out. Over here, you can actually see the drain pipe going outside, but we are going to fill it in with concrete because it's just bare ground.
And you trip every time you try to walk by it. And
it's hard to put stuff over there on it. Now, the concrete is slanted towards it, but that's no big deal. I don't even know where to start.
I don't either, Jason. MaryCarl says she's going to start by plugging the incubator in.
She's going to be a minute before we plug the incubator in.
You better not tell her that because she thinks it's going to be today.
Then a lot of outside stuff,
Well, a lot of the stuff that's outside needs to come in,
Right.
and some stuff in here can go outside,
Right.
so I don't know. It's just a mess. But we're one step better than we were.
Well, we have pretty much been hard at it all day. It may not look like it, but we have. The floors are completely clean, which was a big deal. It was a lot of dirt on the floors. So the floors are completely clean. We did get the deep freezer moved and the refrigerator moved, and we did get MaryCarl's chick station here all happening. We'll get into it in just a minute, but their hookbills are laying eggs, and that's a very rare breed. So she's wanting to hatch them, so we got our hatching station all set up, and she's gonna be happy when she sees the signs. She don't know about the signs yet.
Well, we talked about them because they've never been hung up before. It's something we got from the feed store that went out of business.
Yeah.
So she's gonna be surprised when she sees that they're hung up.
Yeah, she's gonna like the signs. We still got a lot left. It's still kind of a mess, but big progress. Main thing is we got lights and power. This is unreal, y'all. Oh my man, it's gonna be nice to have dadgum freezer space. So this is Moon, and this is Miss Venus. And they are our hookbill ducks, and you can see why they're called hookbills, because of that very, very distinct hooked bill. Now this is what's awesome about us having power in the barn, is because Venus is laying eggs. So we're really excited about this, because these are one of the rarest duck breeds there are right now. Luckily, there are people that are starting to take notice, and the breed is starting to climb, thank goodness. But this breed here was almost extinct in the mid 80s. I'm not quite for sure what their numbers are now. I think MaryCarl does. We'll have to ask her and see. But this is what we're excited about. Now MaryCarl has some eggs over in the camper. She's getting them ready. Moody's talking to me. And so we are going to take these eggs and put them in our incubators at the new incubating station at the barn. Aren't we, Venus? Isn't she beautiful? She is a beautiful duck. Look at that hook bill. So distinct. To be honest with you guys, we were not expecting her to be laying this quick. So it was a big surprise. Big surprise. Alright, here they are. Alright, I got the distilled water, because if you can, you want to use distilled water in your incubators. Just helps them stay cleaner and not get that mineral deposit. Yeah. Alright, let's go down to the new barn and the new hatching station.
Yeah.
Of Coghill, MaryCarl's corner. Now enough? All right.
Wanna bring the eggs over here?
Got the eggs. Now, what temperature? It's set on 100. Is that good?
That's fine.
100? You put them in pointed side down, right?
Yeah, it's pointed side.
Okay.
Because this side will be the air cell, which the chick will use its oxygen.
Got
from.
you.
How long is it going to take for these to hatch?
28 days.
28 days.
28 days. And you'll continue to add water to make sure that they have the humidity that they need,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you use distilled water.
Because it'll build up in the incubator.
The calcium will build up in the incubator if you don't
Any
use...
minerals.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in 28 days, we should have... How many babies did you put in?
5.
5, and you'll continue to add as long as she lays, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're super rare.
They're hard to hatch too.
They're very rare. They're hard to hatch.
There's about 800 individuals.
800 now. Okay. That is crazy. They're on the rise. They're becoming known now. It seems like 2 years ago you never heard of a hookbill, but now they're coming on the
That's what
rise.
we want.
Yeah.
We want people to realize that they're in danger of becoming extinct and preserve their, breed. And so I told her, Robert over at Daybird Aviaries gave her the Drake.
Yeah.
Well, traded her the Drake for Venus, who is the hookbill female that we have. I said, MaryCarl, I don't know how many of these baby ducks we're going to be able to handle. Ask Robert how many that he would like to have, when they hatch. His answer was lots.
Lots.
Thousands.
He'll take them all.
So we're going to hatch as many as she lays.
I saw you over there playing with your ball earlier. Yeah. Did. You like that ball, don't you? Yeah. Oh, you about ready for your dinner, aren't you? You ready for some supper? Got some grass in your eye. Let me get it out now. Yeah. Got some grass in your eye. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. That feels good, don't it, buddy? Yeah. That feels good. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Did you hear about Venus and Moon? Yeah, we got the eggs in the incubator. Yeah, that'd be awesome if they hatch. They're hard to hatch, though, is what I've been told. But they're in there. So if we could just get 1 out of 5, that would be awesome. Won't it? Are you excited about Venus and Moon? Huh? You live in there with them? Yeah. They've been talking about it? They've been talking about the eggs possibly hatching? Oh, goodness. Alright, buddy. I gotta go feed Moon Man. Yeah. I'll come back and love on you later. I'll be back.
By the beauty of your life, I have seen a miracle. I have seen a miracle. Blessed days with you in the corner of my arm. I have seen a miracle. I have seen the sun, it shines for you. The grass is green, the sky is blue. And there you are, like you are. You're feeling so natural. Find your blue-eyed way, my darling, will guide you, but you'll find it on your own. Amazing grace. How sweet the sound is to me. I have seen